Some good positional play lets you seize. Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. The French defense prepares for d5, but blocks in the light-squared bishop in exchange for a strong center and counterattacking chances. d4 grabs full control of the center and opens up the dark-squared bishop. d5 is a counterattack in the center that threatens the e4 pawn. Knight c3 defends the e4 pawn and pressures the d5 pawn. d takes e4 opens up the center, captures the e4 pawn and allows the queen to attack the d4 pawn. Knight takes e4 captures the undefended e4 pawn and centralizes the knight. Knight d7 develops the knight toward the center and prepares to play knight gf6, when if white captures the knight on f6, then black can recapture with the knight on d7. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, supports the d4 pawn and controls the e5 square. Knight gf6 develops the knight toward the center and attacks the knight on e4. Bishop d3 develops the bishop toward the center and protects the e4 knight. You exchange pieces of equal value. Takes back. Not the best move, but not bad either. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside, because the king is further from the center. You win time by threatening a bishop. This defends a vulnerable bishop by pinning one of its attackers. That was a fair trade. Recaptures. You develop a bishop, which means you move it from its starting position. This misses an opportunity to move a bishop to safety. You are threatening to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a knight. Castling on the same side of the board as your opponent is a solid choice. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. You further develop your pieces by moving the queen. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. It's important to get all your pieces off their starting squares and into the action. The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. This blocks an attack on your pawn. With the rook now developed as well, white has all pieces ready for action. Now the other player can't stop you from winning a pawn if you make the right moves. This overlooks an opportunity to create a passed pawn. Good job protecting your pawn. This permits the opponent to win a knight by eventually trapping a piece. With the right continuation, you can win a knight by trapping your opponent's piece. Very precise. Good eye noticing that piece is trapped. Right on target. You captured that free knight. One of the best moves. You take back. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. Good job. That's what I would have played too. That pawn capture will win material after all trades are complete. A good choice to move your threatened pawn? A very strong play. Good thinking. This move puts your piece into a stronger, more active position. A solid choice. You found the move that blocks the attacker. This is the strongest option. You move the bishop to a better square. This challenges the other rook for control of the open file. This is a fine move. This is an equal trade. Recapturing. Very precise. That pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn structure. This immobilizes the bishop by pinning it to the king. Yes, this is the way. Right on target. Nice. Definitely the right move. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. You prevented your opponent from being able to force eventual checkmate. One of the best moves. Good job. That's what I would have played too. A very strong play. You had a better option, but this is not bad. This is a fair move. This move wins a pawn. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This wins a pawn. Recaptures. Very good choice. This activates the king in the endgame by getting it off of the back rank. Well done, an excellent move. A solid choice. That pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn structure. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Yes, this is the way. One of the best moves. Good thinking. This move puts your bishop into a stronger, more active position. Applying pressure to black's pawn chain. You trade off equal material. Takes back. Nice. Definitely the right move. A very strong play. You captured that free pawn. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. You captured a free pawn. Pushing a passed pawn. This is a fine move. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. Very good choice. A solid choice. Well done, an excellent move. This blocks black's pawn. Your passed pawn advances to its goal. This is the strongest option. This is a fine move. Very precise. You offered your opponent an opportunity to exchange pieces of equal value. One of the best moves. That pawn was yours for the taking. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. Your passed pawn is one step closer to promotion. This misses a better way to evade the check from the opposing pawn. Good job. That's what I would have played too. A very strong play. Your move gets closer to checkmate. Right on target. You continue the checkmate attack. This is the strongest option. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. Very precise. Congrats on your win.